Guerrero to join the President and General Guerrero on stage for the photo taking opportunity. Thank you very much. Kindly exit to your right. Thank you. We shall now proceed with the oath taking. For our other oath takers, kindly stand as the President administers your oaths of office.
May babae. Ladies and gentlemen, this is your oath of office. Raise your right hand and repeat after me. I state your name. Having been appointed to the position of solemnly swear that I will and faithfully discharge to the best of my ability the duties of my present position and of all others I may have to hold under the Republic of the Philippines. That I will support and defend the Constitution of the Philippines. That I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same. That I will obey the laws, legal orders, and decrees promulgated by the duly constituted authorities of the Republic of the Philippines. And that I impose this obligation upon myself voluntarily without mental reservation or purpose of evasion. So help me God. Congratulations. You deserve your... Alam mo yung... Congratulations and more power to you, gentlemen. Yung I was met by the protocol and said na hindi na ako kailangan magsalita kasi nag-command conference tayo kahapon. Well, that is for those who attended. For those who did not, I still have to say, maraming salamat sa serbisyo ninyo sa ating bayan. And in behalf of the Filipino people, as an elected official, I am extending my warmest congratulations for your rise in your careers to be where you are now. Kailangan ko magsalita kasi kausapin ko. I cannot just go directly na mag-uwi ako doon walang... ang akin lang is that I ask of you, I plead of you to remain loyal to the flag and to the Constitution. Yan lang ang hinihingi ko sa iyo. I discourage yung personal loyalties. Nothing about that for me also. Akin lang is, alam ninyo ang tama, alam ninyo ang mali. So there's the Constitution to guide you. And if at all, it is really the document that binds us all. Alam mo, ganito yan eh. Bisaya ako. From Danao, Cebu. Ang lola ko, Maranao. But my grandfather was a Chinese, pure Lam. So, iba, Ilonggo, Waray, Ilocano, o Igorot, Pagobo, we do not speak the same dialect. We do not even share the same menu. Pagluluto. Itong mga Bisaya gusto maalat. That's the secret. Yung ano ng Bisaya. Karamihan kidney dyan. It's because it's a coastal town historically. Wala namang gubat sa Cebu. So it's usually the fish that provides the nutrients. Nagdatingan lang tayo dito because our forefathers, however diverse they were during their time, and even without a flag to guide them, at that time, decided to organize a government. So lahat tayo, iba-ibang kultura, iba-ibang ugali, iba-ibang salita. We decided to be one nation. One republic, there's a constitution to guide us, and there's a flag which we salute every day. It is the external manifestation of our unity. So what binds us together is really the Constitution and the flag. Once you mess up with those things, the symbols of our country, then may iba ang istorya ng bayan. My oath of office says that I have to protect the Filipino and preserve the Republic of the Philippines. That is my duty. And the long and short of yours, the same, that we have a country, a nation to protect. So let us do that. Anyway, isang daanan lang tayo. We only pass through this world but once. Ika nga, and when I was a student, there was this, it said they're anonymous, pero I later found there was an author, and it said, I expect to pass through this world but once. Any good, therefore, that I can do to any kindness that I can show to any fellow creature, let me do it now. Let me not differ or neglect it, for I shall not pass this way again. So, in 100 years, magkikita pa rin tayo. It's a primordial thing that drives a man to procreate. Of course, there is also the sex, but that is for the attraction, for two people to be together. Ang ating is, we guard our nation, at tayo mag-asawa. So we have a son or daughter that would carry the seeds of your being. And your daughter or son will marry, and his son will marry, and the grandson will marry. So, perpetual, and it's there in the mind to procreate. 100 years from now, I don't know where Malacanang will be, or if this would still... Magkita-kita tayo, pero hindi tayo magkakilala. Pero alam natin na yung mga anak natin will guide us, and their sons and their generations will give us life of eternity. When shall it come to an end? Well, sa Diyos yan. It depends on how God would look at it. But at the end of time, we really do not know when is that. But as we progress each generation, meron tayong, that is the seeds of your being that you pass on to your children. So that's the essence, that is psychological backdrop of what really we would call love of country. I will not, for the life of me, ask anything that is beyond my power. Remember that. And I do not ask loyalty just because I signed the paper. Because whether you like it or not, dadating kayo saan kayo ngayon. But one thing is really sure is that I said, we have to keep this republic intact. Whether it was in Marawi or was it, I had a talk with, and I said, we can go into anything. I'm talking about the Mindanao issue. There is no assurance that this will pass the plebiscite, or plebiscite, if you may. Because apparently, yung mga Taga Luzon, pati Visayas, are not yet convinced of the soundness of the proposal. But kaming mga taga Mindanao, alam na kasi namin, ano will go for it. Because anyway, we know also the leaders. Pero ang sabi ko kasi sa kanila, kung hindi lulusot yan, do not be precipitate. There will always be another way of doing it. I can convince the people that will just give you a form of autonomy like the one granted to Hong Kong by China or something parang ganon. Because the historical injustice is really that they were deprived of their territory. They were the first one to be there. Because if you are a Christian, you are not an original resident of Mindanao. Because Islam was ahead by almost, sabi nila, 100 years. When I went to Malaysia once upon a time when I was a congressman, I made a research about mga 60, 70. So by that time, lahat ng tribo doon, Maranao, Maguindanao, Iranon, were all converted to Islam. Then Magellan came and brought Christianity. So yan dyan. Pero sila talaga yung nauna. But because of the imperialism, they were conquered first by the Spaniards and the Americans. And all of us dito sa Visayas embraced Christianity. So there's really something there. It is not religion for now. It has never been, and I hope it will never be an issue. But let's try to find out something, a way out here. If we cannot have an autonomy, then I'm talking to them, yung MI pati MN. For me, during my time, I will say to you now that I cannot negotiate with terrorists. Hindi ko talaga matanggap the kind of brutality and yung paradigm nila of destruction and killing for no reason at all. So how can you deal with such kind of people? Hindi talaga, hindi magkasya. Ito namang NPA, NDF, CPP, we should expect a longer war of attrition here. But kung matapos natin during my term, I will be happy. But I am not talking to them anymore. And you did notice that in the newspapers, they are the ones demanding the resumption of the talks. And it says a lot, actually. At it says a lot na sila na mismo ang gustong makipag-usap. So what could be the reason? Well, I will not speculate. I will not insult them. But just keep saying that I will bide my time. Maybe in the fullness of God's time, there will be a moment where we would all think, the military and the police, and you will be consulted all the way. I will never make a single na akin lang. It has to be a consensus. Maybe someday. I'm telling the communists now. But for now, because marami kasi akong sundalo, pati police na for no reason at all. That's why if you notice, I'm trying to prioritize. Wala namang stock. But the money is there. Ay nagreserba talaga ako na makapagbili ako ng mga sidearms. Because itong sundalo, they go out of the camp with nothing at all except their belts and shoes. At ang masakit sa akin is that they are being shot without any reason. There's no rhyme or reason really. The one that was killed earlier, kumuha lang ng pensyon nila sa land bank. They were gunned down with 73 gunshot wounds. But what really, tama yung sinabi ni, siguro ikaw ba yung secretary? Now, what broke the camel's back is they will waylay everybody when you are there, you cannot say that you did not know, because when you set up an ambush at paputukin mo, yun na yun. When you say that you'd kill everybody there, at pati yung bata na 4 months old, it's a brazen, I'm accusing them of impunity. Ako yung sabi nila sa droga, anak ng masigura doon. Ako sabihin ko sa inyo, ha? I had only 3 messages during the campaign. It's a very short message. For one, I was not really expecting also to win. Para lang ako nagkipagdebate. But I promised the bare essentials of governance. Sabi ko, there will be no graft and corruption. Will be stopped. Panahon. Second is drugs. So it's useless to debate with the human rights and everybody else. It will not stop. I am determined to wipe out the scourge of drug in this country. If I will do it alone, which kaya ko mag-isa gawin ko. To me, that is a sacred thing. I vowed to do it. And third, yung sabi ko that I'll make this country prosperous by talking to the enemies of the state. Problem is, silang ayaw. But, as I have said, and I'll repeat it, because they are harping on it incessantly, sabi ko, I cannot give you what I do not own. So yung mga working papers nila na dinala ng iba, binigay sa akin, at saka yung pinaforward officially, meron isa dyan na secretly providing me with the working papers and even the conversations. It would amount, actually, in the end, at the end of the day, it's coalition. No. Alam mo itong sovereignty is one. And the one who decides what the drift would be in the sovereignty of our country, Constitution says, are people who are elected by the people. So he might turn out to be son of a bitch, but yun ang pinili ng tao, then is the only one who can, Congress, Supreme Court, at an executive department. They are the only ones who are the repository of governance. Kaya lang piliin ka ng tao. If you are not elected, you cannot be a part of holding that sovereignty because that is sacred. It is a gift of the people, for those who are elected, to run the country. And a coalition government, you divide sovereignty. Cannot be done. Sabi ko, if that is really the target, might as well end the talks. And with your depredations every day, sabi ko, kalukuhan na to. I will not stand for it, sabi ko. So that I decided to just. So they are now considered ordinary criminals. And so if they ambush you, that's murder, multiple. If they use an explosive, use of explosive is always murder. Then it's no bail for everybody. And for those who are out temporarily, you just maybe zero in now because any day I will order for their mass arrest. Wala akong magawa eh. Ginusto ninyo. I'm addressing them to the TV. Ginusto ninyo eh. You demanded, I gave too much too soon. I know yung police military medyo may sentimento sa akin. You know, I released almost about 32. Just yung Chamson spouses. They are the ideologues of the Communist Party. But tanda na rin sila. And I can understand why they are insisting in the resumption of the talk. Well, you might be ready now. Not before. Ang problema, ako na ang ayaw na rin. Because I said, not of anything, I concede to your brilliance or whatever. You are the ideologues. But then the simple matter is really sovereignty. is owned by the Filipino people and nobody else. So, and one day, I will have just stopped you arrested. You want to fight the country, create a revolution? Fine. We have been fighting you for 50 years, and we will fight again for another 50 years. That is what you want. I'll just have to prepare the country for such eventuality. Tsaka yung mga executive orders, ayaw ninyo, there's a law that would protect the Filipino people from lung cancer and everything. Ibig ka na bubuga na ninyo, tinatakot ninyo yung mass action. Well, you try. You try, and I will show you that I am also sincere. When I say that I will arrest you and confiscate all those things that are not allowed by law, it is not mine. It has been there for so many presidents to act. Ngayon, dito sa akin, I will do it. Why? I will do it simply because it is the law. Ayaw ninyo, well, then we can always prepare for that eventuality. In the meantime, kayo mayon ang una-una dyan, you always insist on the rule of law, we will follow the law. And if you don't, then the simple thing is to arrest you and place you in prison. If you come out with violent resistance, you place in danger the lives of people and the soldiers and the police. We will answer the appropriate action. That is my message to the Communist Party of the Philippines. But to you guys, the soldiers of the Republic, I said it once again, maraming salamat sa serbisyo ninyo sa bayan. I'm just one of those passing by. But really, in my time, you will have everything you need. Yan ang pangako ko kay Gilbin. Si Secretary Lorenzana, matagal ko ng kaibigan. He brought in the 2nd Ranger Battalion sa kilala na kami. Then there was si Gus, pumalit sa iyo na Ariola ang naambos ng komunista. Inabangan talaga nila yun sa ano. He was also a good friend of mine. I've always been a friend of people, military or police na na-assign sa... Kaya yung mga, niyang komunista ako, kalimutan. Political lang yan. Pagbuto mo, kasali ng NPA dyan, sundalo, police, NPA, civilian, barangay captain. Numero yan eh. But, nandito na ako sa itaas. I said, there are things which I cannot concede because simply I cannot do it. And that is my message to all of you. Maraming salamat po.
Thank you very much, Mr. President, for those inspiring words. We shall now proceed with the photo-taking opportunity, which will be done in 3 different batches. May we now invite the first batch from the Philippine Army and the Technical Administrative Service to please proceed on stage. In the meantime, may we ask the second batch from the Philippine Air Force to kindly prepare for your photo-taking opportunity. For the rest, kindly take your seats. Thank you.